Yo, yo, tis I. You already know who it is. I was looking at my YouTube thingy, and I'm like, dang, 268 videos is a lot. I guess it's gonna be 270, I think, if I do the math right. But yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy that like I just watch movies and I talked about them, or movies that I remember and I talked about them, or books or television or whatever media is out there, and it's just like I don't know. It's kind of surprising. Like I've been thinking a lot about like just time and like the limitations of reality in the world, and I've talked to a bunch of people, especially a bunch of coworkers, about like the finality of life, but then also just like how reality is like crazy. It's just like there's so many moving parts and pieces. It's the word Sonder about how every individual person has their own individual life, and I just been seeing that lately, and I'm like, there are millions and like billions of people on the earth, and everyone has their own individual life. So it's just very crazy to like think like you're one piece in a 8 billion, 7 billion like world of just living organisms functioning, you know? And you're trying to figure out who you are, and you're trying to figure out your way. And it's like, I don't know, it's just not simple or supposed to be not complex, because it is complex, you know? I don't know, it's just very thinking, like very, maybe not in a philosophical standpoint, but just necessarily, but just more about like thinking about like, I don't know, how things go and how reality is, and that like the time you have is so little, and it's in every day. Like you spend like 8 hours sleeping, like hours like just doing miscellaneous things. You have time to do your day jobs, but the amount of time of life that you have realistically is probably like 16 hours during the weekends, 4 hours during the weekdays, for like the rest of your life for most people, you know, until they retire. But that, by then you're too old to do anything. It's just very like, I don't know. You can only take so much steps. You can only breathe so much. You can only blink so much. You can only go so many places or meet so many people. And it's the beauty of human mortality and just reality itself, that like, even though there are so many things in the world, you're not supposed to do everything or go everywhere or live the life of 1,000 people. You have your life with its finality, and that's a beauty in that, and understanding the limitations of human beings, and just to living every day to its fullest, and having the attitude of every day is your greatest ever, because you just don't get another one, you know? And just time, you just don't have much time to do everything you want to do. And every time I used to talk to old people or older people when I was younger, or like a lot of mentors, they would always say the same thing. They're like it goes by, time goes by so quick. And I was talking to a employee at the place I work at one time, and he was an older gentleman, and he was saying the same thing. He's like, it just goes by so quick. And so I don't know. It's just been in my brain, but yeah, it's kind of wild how time goes, basically, and that like life is not eternal. And that's a good thing to me. I think that's a good thing, that life isn't eternal, that everything doesn't last forever, that you know, there's a limit there's a limit to all human beings, and and like no one's like peak powers is ever gonna be everlasting, and that like we're limited to humanity and who we are. And I don't know. I think I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's an interesting thing, but I'm glad that I've done everything I wanted to do in the span of my life, which ultimately is very short compared to like the universe and the vastness of reality and everything in our reality. As one person said it, we're like in a pale blue dot in a galaxy, and that's it basically, you know. And yeah, I don't know, like my shop teacher My second year shop teacher in trade school told me, he said, take pride in your work, you know? And he also said everything matters, and then at some point it doesn't. And all those words are resting on me this last couple weeks. And I just really like see it, just like, I don't know. You got it, and then you don't. So, you know, make it what it is. But also, I'm very proud of the decision I made and just the life I have, because I feel like I've done that to the best of my ability and with all that I have. Anyways, but how does that pertain to this video? I don't know. I just thought I should share it, and I thought it was important. But anyways, I'm going to be reviewing like 6 minutes in or 5 minutes in here. The Drama 2026 with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. The writer and director is Christopher Borogli. The cinematographer is Arseny Khachaturian. So Arseny Khachaturian. I don't know. This is some movie that I watched like a few days ago. It was, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this movie. I enjoyed it. I think it's a good movie. I think it's simple premise. And again, it's A24. A24, don't miss. Pew pew. But I just really liked it. I thought it was very, 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 very simple. I thought it was very interesting. And like, again, personally, I just forget a lot of the things in this movie I just didn't relate to, because I feel like if like the whole movie is basically about Robert Pattinson's character overreacting, and then that's the whole movie basically. Like, he's not overreacting because it's properly reactable basically, but like, I just feel like if he actually cared about her and wanted to understand her and actually listened to her, the movie would have been done in like 2 seconds. It's like the one Harry Potter movie where they're like, there's like a video online where someone makes a cut and they're like, Lord Voldemort is back, and they just cut to the end of the movie and he's like, he's back, and it's like, and that's it. That's the whole movie basically. That's kind of how I feel about this movie, but I do think it's worthy like of watching it and paying money to see it, which at the bottom line, are you gonna pay your money to see it that you worked hard for? I think yes. I think you pay money to see this because it's interesting, the dynamic is good, the chemistry is really good between Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, but I feel Robert Pattinson plays very much more of a meek character, which he doesn't always do that. Consider that he's played Batman, and he played like the kind of just like the boyish like good-looking British dude in like Twilight and Harry Potter and just a lot of other stuff. He's kind of just used as like male model British guy or whatever it is. But this, they let him like actually be a nerdy, like not nerdy, but just kind of just like a not macho muscular, like not like tough guy, just kind of a regular guy basically, who's a little wimpy, you know. But I liked it. It was good. I felt it really felt authentic and genuine from both characters. The dialogue was stupendous, absolutely stupendous. I didn't write it here, I guess, but I think the dialogue was really good. I think it was very interesting. Oh, I guess the writer was Christopher Borogli, but the writing was just stupendous. I had to look it up to see if it was original thing or it was adapted by something, because I feel like so much things are adapted nowadays, but no, it was not adapted. It was original. I thought it was just like, it was fun. Like that's the whole thing. It's just a very enjoyable movie. I just caught myself like smiling throughout because this is the subject of the movie. It's like what her secret is basically that they reveal at the table, and then the whole movie is playing that out basically, and then the whole movie is Robert Pattinson basically just reacting, or I would say not overreact, but Robert Pattinson reacting, and then they're basically just learning more and more things about what happened in that scene. But I just thought it was good. I thought it was simple. Like, I don't even need to spoil it because I feel like it's kind of the whole point of the movie. If I spoil it, it's kind of wickedy whack. Even though most of my reviews are supposed to be after you watch it or just whatever. Yeah, I thought it was just like, I don't know, just well done. It was a good mix of people. Like, Zendaya was good, Robert Pattinson was good, the writing and directing was good, the cinematography was good, and like, I don't know, I feel like the movie was super like serious, but like you didn't really get a feeling that it was serious. And also, I really liked how the movie was not trying to preach to anybody. It just posed the questions and then left. And then the movie also kind of ended abruptly. And then it just left, basically. So I like how it just told the story it wanted to tell and then skedaddle out of there because I really like that. But yeah, good acting, good directing, and good writing. It's a good movie. It's A24. That's kind of how it is. But just, I don't know. I think I like the dialogue. I like the subjects. I like the thinking about it. Even though I don't agree with everything specifically, I like all of the idea and the energy behind everything that was said in this movie and told in the movie. I like the casting was good. I like the chemistry between all of the casting and characters. I feel like this movie did not waste my time. And I get so mad or so upset or frustrated when movies are there for like a few days and a cup of coffee where I'm like, yo, get on with it. This is a movie. This is America. Like something I really don't like in anime. My co really into anime, but one thing I don't like in anime is how they don't do the late in early out thing, which American films and movies do, where basically it's like they start the scene as late as human. Like in American movies, you just start the scene as you start the scene that you have for the movie basically as late as possible, and then you leave as early as possible. That way it's only basically kind of the highlights of what's important, what's interesting, why you should actually care, you know? And then anime like goes out of their way not to do that. So then you're just there forever, basically. And it's not like, no, I'm not dissing on anime, that all anime is bad or whatever it is. It's just for me, I'm very much America boy, and I'm like, all right, get to the point, get on with it. I don't want to be here for like all this time. And I feel like this movie was really good at doing that and not wasting my time. And it kept it moving. And I remember it. I liked it. I'll watch it again. And then that's it, you know? And I mean, Manchester United is kind of like that, where it just kind of just lingers for so long. But the subject matter is so heavy and important, you know, it deserves that. And that's kind of part of the movie. David Fincher does a lot of that, like just really dragging it on and making it like really stretch out. But I like David Fincher too. It's just like, at the end of the day, I feel like people don't realize that like, I'm paying my money to watch this movie. I don't want to be here forever. I get the point, you know? Like, most people, I feel like, get the point, you know? That's why, like, Marvel, like, they kind of sold out they were kind of good, but then they just made movies just for, like, the, like, regular people, you know? Whereas, like, DC's, like, we're going to make movies with more sophistication and more, like realism, I guess. You know, which again, I like Marvel and DC. I'm not a hater, basically. But I'm just saying, like, I definitely like DC because it's more serious and more, like, straightforward than Marvel is, which is more, like, happy-go-lucky, campy, and really trying to do a lot of fan service, you know, which is fine, you know, but, like, come on, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just my personal preference, but yeah, just like, I want some realism. I want this movie to be actually a movie and not dilly-dally for all eternity, you know, because we got things to do, and also it's a story, you know? At the end of the day, the biggest thing that matters is the ending, and then the characters, and then how it made you feel, emotion, you know? And I feel like this movie did an excellent job of that, and it's a very, like, it's a darling movie that has like heavy subject matter, but it really does tell it well, and everything is aired out well. Everyone gets their explanation, everyone gets their points, everyone gets their perspectives told, and I thought that was really good writing on Christopher Broccoli's part, and I think the acting was Showtime, like delivery, like, you know, what A-listers are supposed to do in Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. So anyways, that's it. The Drama 2026. Definitely one of the better movies I've seen in the last 3 years, for sure, because of how interesting and simple and, I don't know. They did everything they were supposed to do. That's what makes a good thing good. That's what makes the best people best. They're good at a lot of things, and this movie was good at a lot of things, but it was more in a nuanced and comedy way, and I thought it was just well done. So, The Drama 2026, go check it out, for sure. Was it better than, like, the Blue Avatar? No, but again, it's more fun and more watchable in my opinion, because 3 hours is a long time. Anyways,